Big jump shots early.
Well, one of the things that LeBron James has trouble with is screens on the ball. He's such a big body, it's hard to negotiate those screens as he knocks it in.
Boy, Garnett has been a monster on the boards in the first 4 minutes. Pierce hits a three. Paul Pierce lighting it up to start. And a Celtic. And everybody points to Garnett, the culture that he brought, the accountability that he brought on the defensive end from every teammate, including an all-star like Pierce.
Well, also, when you're playing for something, it's easier to get ready to play defensively versus if you're out of it by mid-season, your defense intensity wanes.
James to the basket. Oh, a hard foul. Ray Allen hit him. The Celtic with the most free throw attempts is Pierce, and that's only 31. James so good at getting to the free throw.
Very effective at home.
James on the drive. Posey stays with him. Oh, pretty shot, LeBron. James drive, blocked with a foul.
And you can sense LeBron James realize he's not getting any help from anybody up
to the line. Pierce gets inside. Pierce left-handed.
In transition.
Pierce steps back for three. Gets it to go. Free throw is good.
But it was wonderful. Patrick Ewing's corner three to seal it. Oh.
Right now, the Celtics, their largest lead in the first half. With 3.5 remaining in the second. Ray Allen now guarding James.
Very interesting. They don't have Paul Pierce guarding James as much tonight. When Posey was in the game with Pierce, they had
Garnett the rebound.
And Mike Brown searching for some answers, gone small, so LeBron James is at the four.
The Cavaliers have 28 points in the first half. You look at that score. That's a second quarter score, folks. Pierce, good defense that time from James. We said earlier, it's been one of the lowest scoring playoff series in NBA history. That's continuing. James to the basket.
See, here's the problem for Boston. They too have downside, so they don't only have one big man to block shots as James goes to the rim.
Rondo almost getting that offensive rebound. They'll go down the other way. Now, despite all the problems shooting, 33%, they're only down by 10, despite the struggles offensively. Varejao making an 8-point deficit.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. You talk about an 8-point deficit to a team that has LeBron James. So they're not going to find problems getting baskets. If you're the Celtics, you have to stay solid offensively.
Garnett. Pierce, wide open three. Bang! Lead back to 11. Net for 2. Lead back up to 12. Under 2 minutes to play here in the second. Damon Jones back in again. With Varejao, West, Pavlovich, and James, as Jeff said, a very small lineup right now. James inside, count it, and a foul. When you see him make plays like that, it's like you feel he can do that every single time. He's so powerful.
You're talking about eliminating the shot blocking ability of KG. Goes to the out and the help at all times when LeBron has the basket.
26 for Pierce here in the first half. Shot clock is turned off, and LeBron James will hold it for the final shot of the period. Crowd starting to rise. It gets on its feet with his final possession. James inside, and he's fouled. Before the shot, although they're in the penalty, so he'll go to the line anyway with 4.2 remaining.
Well, Coach makes a good point when you talk about Rondo and Perkins, but they're not liabilities offensively. Ben Wallace does not have to be defended. Perkins now is just roaming the whole area.
James drives down the other end and puts it in, and a foul. Bad pass from Perkins on the offensive end led James to bring the Cavs within.
About the size, the strength, active defensively, and then grown man move. Does not feel the contact.
James. Celtics have led the entire way. Biggest lead was 13. James steps back. Still hasn't hit a three in the games here in Boston as West knocks down the three. James. It's good. 27 for LeBron James.
It's incredible when great basketball players can make bad offensive sets look good.
And this is why Celtic fans were fearful of a Game 7 against the LeBron James as Pierce comes back because of what a superstar can do. But on their favor, Paul Pierce is playing like a superstar here this afternoon. Midway through the third, James hits a three. That's his first three-pointer here in Boston. He'd been really struggling from downtown on the road. 0 for
Energy and offense.
nice save from Pierce. Even the hustle plays for the Celtic captain. Here's the double. Pierce, he's feeling it. Paul Pierce lighting it up with 33.
Shots are shots that Ray Allen has to knock down. Wide open looks, uncontested, and he is a shooter.
James hands it off. West for three. Hits it. Delonte West from downtown. And it's a 4-point game. Entire game by as many as 13. But the Cavs keep fighting back. James nearly falls. James to the basket. Hammered by P.J. Brown. He is so strong, LeBron James. Pierce has just been brilliant today. On the pull-up, puts it in. What a tough shot from Paul Pierce.
And that's why when you talk about the Hornets, when you talk about the Celtics, they both were pursuing P.J. Brown, a big man that you can trust.
Crowd on its feet again, although urged on by the noise meter here. James, that's a three. It's good. LeBron James from downtown. And it's back to a 4-point game. 37 for LeBron.
I can see why this young man says he's never.
Pierce on a drive, on the pull-up. It's good. 39 for Pierce.
No, when you're coaching in this league, it's what's working. Well, Paul Pierce is what's working. Get him the ball and get out of his way.
James and Pierce going back and forth at each other. James will try another three. Knocks it down. Back-to-back threes for LeBron James. And it's 83-80. Garnett dumps it down.
Great players say, get out of my way. It's time for me to make a play. Pierce is doing that on his end.
And again, this one was well defended too. James just rose up and
In the first half by as many as 10 in the second half. James, Garnett on him. Shot clock down to 5. James on the drive, gets inside, tough shot, he knocks it down. And it's back to 3.
And I'm going to say this right now. I am in a double team and blitz LeBron James on every pick and roll. Anybody but LeBron James, I want shooting the ball right now.
And there's a foul on James. That's his 4th. Cavs not in the penalty, only the
West is going to roam right now.
In a series that has featured tough defense and some rough shooting, guys are making shots. James with the steal. Here he goes. And James makes it a 1-point game with 2:20 to play. So Doc Rivers making some changes here down the stretch.
He's up and most likely will win the tip.
And he's looking right at LeBron James. Posey trying to get a head start. Ilgauskas on the second tip. Pierce comes out with it and calls timeout. He gets the timeout. One timeout. LeBron James has been remarkable. He has carried this team here on the road in a Game 7, but they still trail by 3 with 58.1 left. Celtics will have the ball right now. Again, what's been impressive here in the 4th, in a series dominated by defense and low field goal percentage, guys are making half minute to go. James looking on the drive, gets inside, tough shot, misses, and Garnett the rebound. Now they have to foul. Pierce ahead to Allen. They have
Really, the only guy that is in position to help is the guy defending Joe Smith, not a three-point shooter. Everybody else should stay at home.
West to inbound. James, he'll drive. James gets inside. He's fouled. Shot won't go. That would have been a continuation, and he'll go to the line and only badly wait for it to go through the basket. But Pierce will take it. Whew, he says.